Hey everybody, my name is Steph Koza and welcome to another bullet journal video. For the month of March, I'm doing something a little bit differently than every other month that I have done so far. And that is because I have noticed that there is a very wide variety of people who bullet journal and the style of journal that they keep for themselves. However, all of those different ways and rhymes and reasons all fall into pretty much two basic buckets, and that is minimalist or maximalist. Over the past few months, I've kind of experimented with both of those styles to kind of get an idea of what I like. But since you guys are all totally different and all probably have completely different styles of bullet journaling, I thought this month I would make two different spreads. That's right, two. One that is super minimalist and one that is super maximalist. Honestly, I love both of these styles and I don't even know which one I'm going to use for the month of March, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So first, as always, I'm gonna do a flip through of February just to show you guys what my spread looks like after it's all been filled out. This is probably my favorite mood tracker and habit tracker that I've ever made. I love all the colors, all the flowers. I really love the habit tracker and all the little boxes. I don't know, everything about this I thought came together so beautifully. My expenses and my notes page are pretty standard. I didn't really do a good job of tracking my expenses this month. I did a pretty terrible job, as you can see. I really love this calendar. I just think it's so aesthetically pleasing. I didn't really have a lot going on this month, as you can see. But I did have my birthday this month, so that was exciting. But that's it for February, so let's move right into my spreads. I'm gonna start with the minimalist spread first, and then we'll do the maximalist one after that. I feel like I generally lean more towards the minimalist style of things when I'm making my bullet journal spreads. I just like that very simple, structured format. But I do also like to doodle and I like to draw, and when I'm writing things down, I'm not that neat with it, and I don't really like that idea of everything has to be perfect and it has to look beautiful and my handwriting has to be perfectly straight and squared, and that's just a little bit much for me. This calendar is about as minimalist as you can get. It's just all of the days of the month written down the side, and that's it. There's no drawings, there's no big beautiful calendar. I did draw out like a tiny calendar on the other page, but even that is like very simple, super easy. One thing that is attractive about the minimalist style is that you don't really need to have any artistic talent. You don't have to know how to draw. All you have to do is know how to write things down, which is pretty easy. My tracker is also obviously going to be very minimalist this month. It's kind of the same format that I always do, just with less lines. I didn't really put it in a box. I just have two lines dividing it. I just wrote out the days, wrote out my habits, and I just like this dot system where each week is divided so it's a little bit easier to see what week you're in. And then instead of coloring in these squares, which I think is a little bit time consuming, I'm just going to like check them off or maybe put a dot there or something. Very minimal. And then my expenses, I just pretty much did the same thing. I didn't add a big box, I just made two lines, like a little chart, pretty much making things as simple as I possibly can. But I did want to add a nice big bold header because I didn't want it to look boring. I just want it to be easy to do. And that's pretty easy to do. And now we're right into my weekly spreads. So fast. We got here so fast. That is one great thing about minimalism. It is so easy and it takes no effort. So my weekly spreads are going to be super simple. It's just, I'm literally just writing every day of the week and not putting any boxes. There's no tiny little boxes that I'm constricted to. I just have days of the week. I'm putting a little tiny calendar in the top right hand corner just to reference. I'm putting a little weekly overview on the left to maybe write down events or just like highlights or big important things that I need to see quickly. And just to divvy it up and make it look a little bit prettier, I'm just highlighting my titles. But that's it. It's so easy to do this. This took me no time at all. Literally nothing. And that's it. We're done with our minimalist spread. Complete. Yeah, it's a little bit less fun. We don't really have a theme going on. You just pick like maybe a color of highlighter and that's all you can really work with. But if you're someone who struggles with devoting a lot of time to bullet journaling, or you feel like you need to know how to draw, or it's just really overwhelming, I feel like this is a great method because you don't have to draw anything. It doesn't take a long time to set up. You don't even really have to set anything up if you don't want to. You can just fill it out as you go. It's minimal. Minimalist means nothing. You don't have to do anything. It's so easy. and it looks super clean, really nice. I just think it's very nice to look at, and it's especially good if you have a lot of things going on. It's very practical. There's not a lot of distractions going on the page. I really love it. But now we're on to the fun part, which is the Maximalist Spread. I'm gonna go all out with drawings, crazy shit. I don't even know what I'm doing. Normally I like to kind of plan out what I'm going to draw or make or what it's gonna look like. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wing it. So for my header, I am just drawing a big, bold March. And I wanna go with kind of a spring leaves, maybe a little bit of a jungle theme this month because it is getting into spring. It's getting a little bit warmer. Winter is nearing its end and I'm so excited about it. And I wanna get into that mood with some fun greenery and leaves and warmth. So that's what I'm doing with this cover page, and I am into it. Next, onto my calendar page. The calendar itself is pretty standard, very easy to make, just a bunch of straight lines, but I want to add a little bit of pizzazz into this with some more leaves, going with that jungle theme. I'm going to put some bamboo up the side, put some leaves all over it, and make a big, bold black and white header of March 2018 with my leaves and just tying it all together in some kind of interesting artistic sort of way. For my tracker, I'm very proud of this idea that I came up with. Since I made bamboo on my calendar page, I really liked it. It was fun to draw, it was really cool and very easy. And I thought, my bamboo is cut up into tiny sections. Why don't I use those tiny sections to be my trackers? So every piece is 2 days, filling them all up as I go. I think it's gonna look really cool and super easy to use. It's kind of like a fancy bar graph, I guess. And then I messed up. I wrote mood tracker. This is not a mood tracker, this is a habit tracker. But the nice thing about maximalism is it doesn't matter. You can just cover it up with a sticker or a sticky note, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just covering it in leaves. And honestly, I'm okay with it. I think it looks fine. There's no need to worry about messing up when you can just turn it into something cool. And then for my expenses page, I'm doing something a little bit differently than I've ever done. I am making each line a day so that A, this will make sure I don't spend money on more than one thing per day. Or if I do, I guess I'll just kind of lump it all together into one big purchase. I don't know, I haven't really figured it out yet. But this will make it a lot easier to track when I do things and maybe help keep myself in check a little bit. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And now we're on to my weekly spread. For this maximalist style spread, generally I wouldn't actually lay out my days in advance because I think the whole point of minimalist versus maximalist is that minimalist kind of has this preset layout, kind of like if you were to buy a planner and it already has all your days of the weeks like written there. Whereas in this particular maximalist style, I would probably keep it more like a diary. Like I would say Monday, March 5th, and then I would write down all the things I wanted to do, or maybe write a little diary entry about what I did that day, maybe put a photo or a ticket of a movie I saw. And I don't really know how much space I'm gonna need for that day, so I'm not gonna write the rest of my days of the week next to it. I'm just gonna start with Monday, and then when Monday's over, I will write Tuesday, and I'll do my Tuesday stuff. But for the sake of this video, I'm just writing them all out so you can see what it would look like if I did do it this way. So I'm just kind of going crazy. I'm gonna doodle all over it. I'm gonna scribble my notes, maybe a little diary entry, maybe draw a little picture, throw on some washi tape. It's looking kind of crazy. There's a lot going on, but I kind of like that look. It looks a little bit more like a journal, like a diary, like it feels much more personal this way, whereas the minimalist style is just like a to-do list. But that's pretty much it. It's really up to you and what your style is and what kind of things you want to put in your bullet journal. Is it more of a diary? Is it more of a journal? Or is it more of just a to-do list and tasks and trying to keep your shit together? Personally, I'm a fan of both ways, but obviously, you do you. I feel like when I do my spreads, I do kind of somewhere in the middle. I like that structured style, but I also am not gonna feel like I have to be perfect and it has to look pristine and within the guidelines all the time. Like I'll scribble in the margins, I'll cross something out if I mess up. Like I'm not gonna get upset about that. Why would I get upset about that? But that's it for my March spread. Let me know which one you guys like best. Are you more of a minimalist or a maximalist? And as always, let me know what you guys think I should do for April. If you guys like this idea of showing 2 different ways to do it, or if I should just go back to making one, you decide. Tell me what to do, guys. Help me. But that's it for this video, and I will see you guys next time. Happy bullet journaling.